Did you know this?
Hold on.
Sorry.
That's all right. What is up, everybody? How are y'all doing? I got to tell you, I'm starting off. I don't see a chat. Is that because no one has chatted? Because I know you're out there. Let me know.
No, they've chatted.
Oh, wow. My chat wasn't updating. What is going on? Mars, too extreme, Mr. Belding. I'm so used to calling him Lake. This is gonna really throw me off for a while. Bell, Spin, BK. What is up, everybody? We'll say hello to everyone. I think you guys heard me and DLL maybe chatting there a little bit. DLL is on the stream. Actually, you know what? I'll update that. Get you in the pinned comments here, buddy. One thing we were talking about is we're definitely going to cover Diablo. I think that's what we're going to start off with. And then we'll go into Bishop. And if there's time, we'll go over Ronin. And I wasn't even like fully finishing my thoughts, and DLL was already kind of explaining like, yeah, here's why I think that might be a good idea. So DLL, if you can kind of let everyone know, what we were thinking there with Ronin.
Yeah, I mean, basically, just he seems to be the one with the highest skill cap, which I think is indicated by the fact that you already had people playing him and enjoying him, but not many. You and I both know somebody in New Nation, MP Blaze, who's been doing some great Mr. Negative War videos. He was already a fan of Ronin.
Okay.
But yeah, the updates seem more, in my mind, intended to like make him better for people who already are at least somewhat interested in him than to make him a new character, whereas the other two are obviously completely different.
Hey, but I so infrequently use my desktop for YouTube.
Yeah,
that like it is impossible for me to just go directly to someone's channel to link them. Would you?
Oh, yeah, I can bring that up.
Would you share your channel and then we can get that pinned? Yeah, because I'm always either on my phone or my laptop. And then obviously I stream on the desktop, so it's just a very different setup, and I want to make sure we get that linked for everybody.
Yeah, should be there now.
All right. Cool. And so this is his channel. For anyone that is not familiar, I think probably almost everyone is, or they should be. But if you're not, definitely check out his channel. And you're about to hear how much this guy knows about the game if this is your first time. Guataramo. This is unique letters that I'm not familiar with, man. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation. Bishop first. We'll definitely get to Bishop. How about this? How about I promise you we get to Bishop? Really appreciate the super chat there coming through and the donation there. We'll go ahead and get that up on the board. I'll do my best here. All right. And I did not see exactly what that works into in dollars, but it does not. We'll get it up there. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it a lot. And all right. So let's jump into Diablo. For those of you who are watching this on the playback after the stream is over, I will do my best later to go in and put some timestamps. I know that can be a little bit difficult, but if I am not able to, you can just kind of, stream forward, and you'll see, obviously, we're using Diablo, then Bishop, and potentially Ronin. So thank you so much for watching it afterwards. I will leave this one up publicly. And then for all of these champions, what DNL did talk about this, and we're going to take them. I'm going to take them to rank 2. They're going to be 6 stars. I do have all of these champions on my live account, but being in the CCP, I do have the ability to rank them up without using my own resources, which I am going to take advantage of. And I think that will give us a good idea of what they would look like as a maxed out 5-star, more or less, or as a rank 2 6-star. And we're going to at least start the testing with their SIGs being exactly where I have them on my personal account. There's a chance that they're obviously a little bit higher in SIG, or maybe yours aren't even awakened. But that's just what we're going to go with for now. And then as we're testing, if there's something that we just desperately want to see at a high SIG, maybe we'll check that out. I will be a little hesitant to do it because it's my understanding that if I change them on the content creator program server, then I can't change them back. And so I will, especially if they're quite good or there's something I want to point out, I will be interested in making videos on them too. And I do want to show you them at different SIG levels. I think that's so important. It's something that always frustrated me, and I'm so excited about being in the CCP now, is being able to show you, hey, this is what this champion's like unawakened. This is what this champion's like at SIG 20. This is what the champion's like at SIG 200, and so on and so forth, right? Because those SIG stones are so valuable. They're so valuable. So let's go ahead and jump in on this. Sorry for everyone I haven't said hello to. As you guys know, I love chatting back and forth with the chat. I think today we might be a little bit less interactive, but we will be reading it and doing our best to take a look at your questions, your suggestions, and things you'd like to see. You can take Bishop to rank 3. Dude, I'd be excited too. I do not blame you. I think he looks extremely fun. DLL and I did do a stream on his abilities. And I came away with this. This is my conclusions on them for what we could have. He looks like he's going to be awesomely fun. I think he's going to kill skill champions. I want to see what he's like without those setups. It's kind of like, if those of you who haven't seen my America Chavez abilities breakdown, I think when you're going up against a lot of buffs, she's going to be great. What's she going to be like elsewhere? You know, that's, I think, where it really comes down to. So let's jump in. Let's kind of refamiliarize ourselves with Diablo. DL, did you have anything that you're like particularly excited to test out, or where you want to see him, or anything like that?
You mean besides the Summer of Pain Mysterio?
You're not going to do that to me, are you?
No, I'm not going to do that. No.
Well, you might as well ask me to take Terrax on Stunning Reflection with a cable. For those of you who don't know, I have 2 deaths this war season that I feel like I actually have 4, which is high considering I only had 2 a day ago. But I now have 4. 2 of them, they're my fault, but they're like, whatever. You know, it is what it is. Things happen, or the matchup maybe wasn't very good. 2 of them are just legitimately, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get this fight down correctly. Like, I think a quick twitch, I don't know if that's the right word, that is needed to do it properly, I'm not sure I possess. I don't think I can, no matter how much I get used to the animations of the defender or the node or anything, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Cable versus Terrax on Stunning Reflection is the first time I feel like I'm really running into that. And it's a little frustrating. It's a little bit frustrating. So, all right.
Spinnaker recommends clapback. That's a good one. Did you have a specific spot where you know clapback is? I was thinking that the man thing boss that Fel was talking about earlier could be interesting as well. There's a lot to do here. Also, I was reading through the release notes, because there's always some goodies in there. I don't know if you guys have picked up on this yet, but it now says the full signature ability description of a champion will be visible before they're awakened.
Yeah.
So we can actually look at that stuff in the champion roster and not go to Aunt May where it's all updated anyway. But there's some interesting stuff here. I did not realize... I forget if this was in his kit, but they go out of their way to specify Diablo now does only energy damage. Oh no, that is in the updated kit. I don't know why they put that in the bug fixes too. Vulture's supposed to be better. His power drain interacts more. Kingpin has been updated so that the overpower buff doesn't look like a Fury. That sounds helpful just for clarity. Mr. Negative, the dexterity buff occasionally would not trigger. Now it will. That actually sounds pretty significant, because that's going to make it easier for him to rapidly build light energy. And then this one, I just spent 10 units testing stuff. For Annihilus, they say updated info page to specify that his obliterating strikes purify incoming stun debuffs, and that this is not an immunity. I did not know that. Interestingly enough, it seems to be a cleanse rather than a different kind of purify, because Apocalypse cannot safely parry Annihilus. But I did just check, and Storm Pyramid X can stun him every single time he purifies the stun. If other people knew that, yeah, Spinnaker, I didn't know that at all. I'd never run into that. So does that mean that that Jubilee should be able to just like murk him by reparrying?
Yeah, doesn't she do damage upon the shrug?
That actually might be a thing to try with Bishop as well, is go fight an Annihilus and see if he just melts.
Okay. I'm also, guys, I'm sorry, I'm changing my masteries. I very rarely run the recoil tree. And with a lot of these champions, just like Omega Red, do you have to run those? Probably not. However, the champion really does benefit from them. And to me, Diablo is appearing to really benefit from it, the recoil tree. So might as well do that and put those on.
Somebody asked if you would test Bishop with the power back boosts. Do you have access to those in this server?
I believe so.
Okay.
And that's definitely something we were theorizing on that stream, right?
Yeah. It could be ridiculous.
Yusuf, what's up, dude? You posted a video that features me? All right. I want to check that out. I want to check that out for sure. There's no way.
What's funny is...
That's the best way to get someone excited about anything is involve them.
Yeah. With that power back boost and the new way his special attacks work, you could potentially end a fight with a special 3 or with a special 2 and start the next fight with 3 bars of power.
I'm curious how that's going to work because remember with him, you throw the special and your power doesn't drain until like after it's over. The idea being that if you kill so I'm wondering, it'll be curious to see where that whole interaction lies.
Yeah, I'm very curious about the special 3 still, since they had that weird developer note. But what I'm saying is that because the special 2, they confirmed carries over.
Yeah.
Then if the power back boost gives you power and fills up that last bar and sends you red from the damage the special 2 is actively doing, and then the fight ends before you lose the power, then can you finish with a special 2 and start the next fight with a special 3? Because I suspect you can.
Bishop is going to be exciting. Let's dive into this really quick, but you're getting me excited about Bishop. I think he's going to be fun. I think no matter how good he is, if he's terrible, he won't be fun. But I think he's going to be really fun. So I'm actually looking forward to that. If I remember correctly, this is the one that has the poison vulnerability. I kind of just want to check this out.
Yeah, Rook. It sounds like a lot of people are having the update slow today. I don't know what that is.
It seems to get to about, because I had to update it on 2 phones. The one I normally play, like my actual phone, right here. And then the one I do streaming on. And so I had to update on twice. For me on both of them, actually on my streaming phone, it was about like what appeared to be 25% and then 75%. It just was, I was worried it was actually just going to stop. And then on my main phone, it was about 75%, and it just like paused. And then I went and did something else, came back a few minutes later, and the game was updated. So, yeah. All right. So I want to check this out. Just to kind of start, we're going to just really do the simple, basically, guys, in the beginning, and then we'll try to test other things as we go. This is poison vulnerability, which will obviously ramp up his damage, but there's also the polka dot power, and I love that about some champions that can just apply debuffs. And then he has the pre-fights. Wait, where are his pre-fights?
Oh yeah, there should be a little thing that says abilities. Also, that says 16, which that's his old thing.
Is there anything in the chat on this, guys?
Is your creator beta not updated? Click on his abilities. CCP isn't updated, Jacob's saying.
Are you kidding me?
Let me scroll all the way down to my unranked 5 stars to confirm that I have access to it.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just do the. Fortunately, I have all of these champions. We'll do the stream loading thing, and I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm just going to hop onto the live server. Insidious Rage, that's literally what it feels like right now. And we'll be right back, all right? We'll be right back, and we'll be on the live server. Oh, yeah. I wonder if that's how it always is.
Cam says that they go live tomorrow. Yeah, this feels like something that maybe could have been in the welcome packet.
All right. Yeah, the welcome package, right? Like, welcome to the server. Here's how things work. That would have been nice. But I guess, yeah. All right. Still fun to test. We can still have fun. And this is a nice thing about actually having all of these champions. Another nice thing about this whole experience for me is that I have now been forced to actually know my password to log in.
That is a helpful thing.
Yeah, it's been really nice. And Ward's down for a couple of days, right? Today is Tuesday. So I guess switching over. You know what? I feel really badly about this, guys. I think I want to test Bishop first, because Bishop will be better without recoil, right? Like, there's no reason to run them with him, and I don't typically run those masteries.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to actually test Bishop first, so I apologize. Then I will put on the recoil tree, and we will go and test Diablo, and then I'll use that for a day or two to do arenas and things like that. So, all right. So it's actually going to be Bishop. Fun change. All right. We're I guess with him, let's just go kill Winter Soldier. As we kind of get refamiliarized with him. I was testing out if I wanted to take my 6-star Omega Red up.
Mm-hmm.
I was really excited about testing that synergy for Diablo with Kingpin. The disappointment in my voice is real. Did you want to try him with the synergies first? What do you guys want to do? Or just him basic first? Let's just go him basic.
Yeah, I kind of want to see him basic, yeah.
Okay, we'll start off with him basic. So what are we thinking? Just kind of parry until we get to the SP2 and then throw it?
I think I'd just see how... I would try seeing how he works just playing him doing nothing. As in, like, parry, combo, throw the L1 and see how much that does.
So that was interesting. Did you see the text, the foresight, 0 bars?
Yeah, that's good to know, to have that call out. Yeah, because that's really interesting. Well, yeah, because it's a skill champion, so you get the extra.
Yeah, I mean, these prowess are building, like... But it's, you know, I'm used to playing him...
Yeah, you're already at overload. That's insane.
And I'm used to playing him where that's a real problem. And so I was getting, like, a little, like, worried about it. And then I felt like I just started healing anyways. 700, that's 700 a
yeah,
tick,
because you were blocking while you had prowess. And so you stacked 4 of the buffs. That's cool.
It's very quick. How quick
and
those...
its effect... Yeah, and that's really interesting because you build prowess on all blocked hits. You build more against skill, but it effectively means that he has good block proficiency because you block a long special like that, and you instantly heal from some of it.
Jeez Louise, I'm already at 14. That is...
Yeah, do not fight him with a skill champion, because now throw the L1 and let's see how long this thing lasts.
I didn't feel like the SP2 was doing anything crazy damage-wise, though.
Now, let me go read that again.
So now we've got the steady release. And remember, guys, we're now not doing the rank 2s. Like I had said, this is a rank 1. I believe he's SIG 100 for what that's worth.
He's going to be fantastic for that Stunning Reflection Polka Dot Power mini, although you will either have to come in with a bar or use a power start, but because he can persist power, that shouldn't be too hard.
And I'm intentionally throwing the SP1, guys, because I want to show you that The steady release, it refreshes, it doesn't stack.
Yeah, that's good.
I feel like there's a decent amount of red numbers going on over there, but I don't know. I don't think you're using the SP1 for your pure damage.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit more one of those things where it's like if you're having trouble doing your damage through basic hits, then the special one is going to let you do more indirectly.
Yeah,
that's not a bad incinerate.
No, and this one crit. I think that was the difference. This SP2 had some crits, so the incinerate went from about 7 something to 1100, from what I could tell. And yeah, you kind of trigger those heals just by, well, I guess a little bit to his special, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be interesting to see him against. There's going to be some... Well, no, because he goes... And there's nothing when they're immune, right?
Lone Draw, hello, what's up? Shadow, what's up, dude? Good to see you. PWF, I do SP1, do the SP1 synergy scale off base attack. I don't know, let's check that out. I wonder if that's in his kit, if it says, if it's like Omega where they spell that out. Do we want to try to win this fight with an SP3 and see what happens?
Yeah, I think that'd be good. Okay. So Richard Belding asks, what's prompting the regen? That's just... It used to be that when you dashed back and held block, Bishop would passively heal. It's now a regen buff that stacks up to 5 and has that short little duration. But it seems pretty helpful.
Yeah, and it's just happening. It's happening naturally. I'm actually not trying to trigger it. In fact, here I will try to trigger it. It's happening from blocking hits and me just holding block, or the bullets of the SP2. But yeah, I mean, guys, I'm just holding the button right now, and it's just stacking up. And I think 5 is the max. I think that's why it stopped.
Right, and then I think 1 ended, and so then it created a 5th again. Okay.
The SP2 is not doing the massive damage that I felt like it previously did. Am I misremembering him?
I don't know, but I think part of it might just be the rank, because as you said, whether it crits is a big deal, and that does depend on challenge rating.
Yeah, that's true. Because like when he came into the game, were 6 stars even a thing? And so I think it was all. If they were in the game, then it was not. They weren't, something that was commonly ranked. And so I think it was all a 5-star doing massive damage against what was then appropriately ranked content.
Austin Barnett, the purpose of this first fight is not to try and optimally play Bishop, but to figure out what he looks like just kind of playing him like a natural champion without trying to do any of those things right away.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that, DL. And we'll get to the various best ways and stuff. We're trying to end this fight with an SP3. A little tricky because we don't know exactly how much damage stuff's going to do.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a thing with Bishop, is that trying to end the fight with the right special is going to take some experience, because if you're wrong...
Yeah, especially if it's really important, as you were saying, for the Stunning Reflection node. If it's really important for the following node, that could be a real problem.
Right, like if you try and finish a fight with a special 1 so that you're starting the next one with a special 1, and it almost kills the opponent and you are not near the special 1, well, I hope you have a power start.
All right, I'm going to get him down to like 2%. I think that should be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure, honestly, that you've been good for a bit, but...
All right, let's go.
This first might do it.
Okay. Yeah, so you were correct. We could have done that way earlier. But all right, again, we're just starting off with this stuff. Is the Thronebreaker card deal worth it? I haven't even seen it yet. We'll check it out. Damage is not the... Okay, I like the Ultron buff, though. I'm kind of being able to see some of the chat here. I personally like the Ultron buff, so that that wouldn't be to me. That would not be an insult to Bishop.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're just basically looking to see if he's going to start with an SP3.
Yes, and it looks like he is,
because that's all his persistent charge does. Correct?
Yeah.
And just so everyone knows, kind of what we're working with here. This is a SIG 100. This is my own account. This isn't the CCP. So with 3 bars of power, we're expecting him to start the fight with steady release active for 8.2 seconds. For those who aren't familiar with what steady release is, that's what triggers off the SP1, right?
Yes.
So we're going to...
And so you're basically getting the effect as if you had thrown a special one with 20 prowess right off the start.
So I'll try to stay a little closer to her.
So that would actually be the... oh, no. You know what? That's the better play for Stunning Reflection.
SB1, stay close?
No, start the fight with the special 3 so that you start with steady release active, instantly incinerate them, then you can safely parry them a few times, build prowess, and then stun vulnerability means that you can throw a special 3 that will do 3 times as much damage plus your 40% attack rating.
Okay. Again, if for those who didn't catch the intro, this is DLL. The guy knows this game. Like he just does. It didn't help that Mr. Belding was making me laugh while you were saying that. And Astro, you know what, dude? And we'll get into that. I think iBomb is the Poison King. I think Diablo is a healer. I think he is supposed to be someone who can take a punch and heal, and he's going to do solid poison. But we'll get to him next. We had to switch it up a little bit. All right, so we're going to do this.
Another thing. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, another thing to keep in mind with Diablo is that he is a mystic. And all mystics nowadays have to be evaluated in the context both of mystic dispersion and in of the fact that they probably have some kind of buff control or other utility. It is not a DPS class.
Let's get
almost
to that
ever
in a minute. Jean, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Alguien habla español. Poquito. DLL speaks a little bit better than I do. So if you have a question, feel free to ask it, and we will do our best to get to it.
Very little bit.
Quiero ver gameplay, amigo. Okay, yeah, we're getting to it. All right. So what are we thinking? We're thinking, obviously, the SP3, we'll go ahead and throw it. Steady release will be active, and then just try to build to the SP2?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Holy smokes. I'm going to try to build a few prowess first, because remember that was supposed to be kind of like the negative of this?
Yeah.
All right.
And more aggressive war AI would help massively.
Yeah, significantly. But let's just get a sense, because this was a concern for people. Yeah, see, that's not... Now remember, everyone, this is only a rank 1, but I can see why Kabam did not seem nearly as concerned about him starting with an SP3. But then you got to add on defender nodes and the attack values and all that, right?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that we forgot to test with this is that you want to throw the special 3 before a single incinerate triggers so that you can get that permanent energy vulnerability.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and back out then. And we'll try to kill Winter Soldier a little more quickly. And then... is Campo in the chat? Is Campo here? Campo, dude, if you're here, have you seen his name? Hey, Work, what's up, dude? Or DL, do you remember? He's got a really nice testing spot, and I remembered it for a video recently. It's the... I'm not going to remember. It's an Act 6.
Oh, Campo's the Deadpool? I don't remember where that is.
All right, whatever. I don't want to spend time looking for it, but I should remember it. Oh, yeah, I said we'd look at the cards. Let's take a look at them very quickly, very, very quickly. Thronebreaker cards. You get a tier 5... Yeah, I mean they look fine. These are usually decent deals, right? Just a matter of taking
Yeah.
time. Oh, you get a 6-star rank up gem from 1 to 2. Yeah, these don't look bad. If you need the resources, I think they're not bad. If you're, my thoughts are if you're going to spend, try to hold out for 4th of July, Black Friday, and spring cleaning. But yeah. Okay, so let's get back to Mr. Bishop here. And let's throw on some of its synergies.
Vega, really quickly, I'm pretty sure the testing spot is 641, the one you're talking about with Campo.
641?
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, thank you very much. OG Highline, what is up, dude? How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate this a lot. Is it still hot, dude? It's not as hot. I hadn't seen the chat yet. I love it. All right, let's get this updated very quickly. Yeah, dude, my holiday weekend was awesome. Had a lot of fun with the family, and all the things that you would want. BK, what's up, dude? And AJ Wind. All right, so Spin, you said 6.4.1. Or did he leave the chat? He did. He said 6.4.1 though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 641.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, 641.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, 641.
Hey, Buddy Lee. Welcome. Happy Buff Day.
Let's go.
I still cannot wait to try out that Psylocke synergy. I actually may go do that myself.
I mean, literally the worst part about these synergies is that you're taking Storm, Electro, and... So this should start us... They're all like, "Why? What did we do to you?" So we're going to start with the SP3. And DL, you were saying try to just throw it before any incinerates get on the defender, right? So the intention is to throw it quickly and then have the permanent steady release throughout the fight. Okay, let's see how that works out.
Astro is saying Bishop can do buffed up and diss track both now if played aggressively. That sounds interesting.
Has anyone seen anything really cool with the SP2 though? That's where I'm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, PWF just said something. I'm gonna go find that. Oh wow. You got a bit of a super chat from a certain someone.
Oh, really? All right. Decided to check that out. Holy smokes.
Right?
Yeah. That is my BG leader. Holy cow. Thank you so much. I don't know what to do. I'm a little unsure. All right. I got to play this game though, right? All right. Let's see how this goes.
They're doing...
That's not... Am I wrong for not being impressed by this?
Not sure. Those incinerates seemed better, right? Hold on. Can you throw a special one?
Yeah.
I thought I saw... they're not much better.
No. And I'm trying to stay close to him.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. I'll try to build some prowess. See if.
Yeah, this is big. I'm gonna put this in the chat. PWF just mentioned there's gonna be a 3-month summoner event starting on July 7th. Which
Right.
July to October is not really summer anymore, but I'm not gonna complain.
Holy cow, Deleon, dude! Thank you so incredibly much. I honestly don't even know what to say. Part of why I didn't respond to this because I was just absolutely stunned. Thank you. For those who don't know him, he's amazing, and he is my BG leader in For Loki with Lizer, and we've just started getting to know each other. But the guy has a wealth of knowledge on this game. He has recently started a YouTube channel, and I just am really excited. I'm really excited to be in his BG. He and I have had some chats via line. Unfortunately, a lot of them are after I have died in war. But we've had chats when that hasn't happened, and that's been fun. And absolutely, thank you so much. I truly don't know what to say, and that's pretty rare for me. So thank you.
Some of these rewards are interesting, but I can't help but immediately notice that there are all of 10 6-star Sig Stones available over the course of 3 months.
So Corey's saying that he believes Bishop is meant to be used with the recoil. His rank 1 was doing 25 per tick in SP2. And you are able to get rid of the bleed pretty quickly, right?
Well, it's not just that. Yeah, I guess it's difficult to not purify the bleed. But the thing is, if he's bleeding and you enter overload, you do damage to the opponent. But it makes sense that with his easy access to healing, and how much the damage of his specials matters, that you could get away with that.
Are we at that point? Because I mean, I'm very willing to put on the recoil tree. I'm going to be doing that for Diablo anyway.
Yeah, then I think it might be good. I mean, I don't know about for Diablo, but I can see getting away with even max recoil for Bishop, because 10% is a lot, but then you can heal it back up. Spinnaker saying try him on energy adoption before using the recoil tree. That's probably a fair call.
All right. Where's that, if anyone knows?
7.2, either 2 or 3. I feel like it's 3, but please someone correct me if you know.
7.2.3?
Yeah. Yeah, right, MSD? 3 per month. I can get used to being treated like this. Wait, I have.
I'm going to have to check out what you guys are talking about, but I want to get through this.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, our BG is officially done.
Nice. How'd you guys do?
We didn't die again.
Nicely done, Tawny. I'm sure Tawny's not listening, but nicely done. I was worried about those fights. For those who aren't familiar, DL and I had a side bet. Our alliances matched up in war. And so Mr. Belding saying rank 1 Bishop, 40k SP3 with no crit, 30 prowesses.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because that implies that if the special 2 crits and you're looking at those numbers, if you can do 20k on the special 2, then you're doing 14k over an incinerate.
Also, wasn't I supposed to get a permanent energy steady release or whatever from throwing this SP3?
Yes.
I don't feel like that happened.
He was definitely at 100% health. Let's see.
Oh, we did now. I do now. I'm just
okay, good.
Maybe something different. Like I said, Delan came through with that super chat, and pretty much all rationality went out the window for me. while fighting.
Yeah. Chris, I agree. Bishop definitely has potential. He looks really interesting. So
this isn't all or no. Okay.
No. Try blocking a bit less and see if the prowess will stack that way. Because it kind of looks like you're instantly converting them.
I'm not trying to. That's the weird thing. Why would I be losing the... Why would I be losing the prowess?
I'm trying to figure that out.
It feels like the game is constantly trying to heal, but I'm not...
You know what it might be? It says holding block for 0.5 seconds. Bishop converts one personal prowess into a regen buff every 0.33 seconds. I wonder if, like, there's something that makes it keep trying every 0.33 seconds under certain conditions, even if you're not blocking.
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously, I think it's pretty clear. The reason why I took all those hits at the end is I just stopped blocking, but he was still attempting to convert.
If you actually run it back, the red icon, when Bishop overloads, there's like a red icon that shows up.
Yeah.
That was just going up for the entire fight, so it constantly...
Why was he overloading? Because he never got anywhere near 30.
I think it might be a bug. Maybe like the rate of prowess gain was just so fast that it was constantly shooting up to 30 and down.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But like, he clearly did not have 30 prowess, so that shouldn't...
Someone in the chat saying that...
yeah, it might be the regen, because look, you just got up to 14 instantly from taking those hits. That's so weird. Sorry, Luis, we are going to test Diablo, just not yet. But hello, thank you for the shout.
This feels like pointless. Like, unless I'm missing something, you're really neutering Bishop's damage here. Are we thinking this is a bug or this is intended?
I mean, somebody said it's the shock, but I haven't found a spot in his kit yet where it says he loses prowess rapidly while shocked.
Yeah, if you could explain why you feel like it's the shock. I'm definitely open to the idea. They're saying shock and overload.
Right, but he shouldn't be permanently in overload if he has less than 30 prowess.
They're saying he
overloads and begins consuming his personal prowess effects one at a time, getting faster the longer he's been overloading. So okay, so that's what it is. It's like a Terax issue, except he never comes out of it. Because he never comes out of overload. That actually implies that it is not a bug, but I think they need to rebalance that because this should have been one of his best nodes.
Okay, but this would allow, if I'm understanding what you guys are saying, this would allow Guardian and Hulkbuster to work very well against him.
Yeah,
which would make sense.
Go
ahead.
Sorry,
go forward. No, go for it.
Can you look at the prowess part of that? Because PWF says, well, he has 30 prowess or is bleeding, shocked, or incinerated, but that's not what I'm seeing on the spotlight. It says more than 30 prowess or if he's bleeding.
So that's what it says.
Two very different things.
I have his abilities up right now. So it says while Bishop has
changed it.
Or if he's bleeding, shocked, or incinerated, he overloads and begins. So this would allow wow, I wish I knew where a quick Bishop was to fight. This would allow Guardian, Hulkbuster to be quite good against him.
Except for that second line. Because Ronin wasn't feeling it because Ronin has a massive health pool, but you wouldn't want to do that as an attacker because every time that happens, you take 300 energy damage.
I don't think that would phase either of them. I'm open to being very wrong, but I think with their energy resistance, particularly Guardian, wouldn't he just be like...
Yeah, Guardian would probably be fine.
He'd laugh. He'd be like, oh, that's cute.
Okay, so the spotlight is not accurate with in-game. I hadn't considered that possibility.
So wait a minute. So basically he just works well against champions who are hitting with energy, not champions who are actually applying.
Or he's good against Cold Snap, but not against Shock and Incinerate. Because
Okay.
if their idea was, oh, well, he does damage to them when shocked or incinerated, and so that's okay,
Okay.
then that doesn't outweigh the fact that you can never build prowess to fuel his other abilities.
All right. So I think what we'll do then, and this is good that we discovered this. I'll go ahead and put on the recoil tree. We'll test him just for a couple of pure damage things, and then we will go to Diablo. I will say that I am less enthused about Bishop at the moment. Yeah, I think less enthused is a good word for how I feel.
I don't think that's a bug, but I also don't think that that's how he was intended to be balanced. And so if that's the way they leave him, I will be a lot less excited about him.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling at the moment too. Although, I think that they're trying to have him be a skill champion slayer. I think they were trying to make him not work as well against tech champions. I think that was just we were trying to not cheese a node. I don't necessarily think that was cheesing it, but highlight against a node. And it just didn't work out. So,
right, because there are other champions who can cheese that stuff, like Storm Pyramid X and Surfer, to say nothing of Ghost, are incredible against that node, and that's one of the things I like about 7.2 is that there are a lot of different ways to play it. Well.
I still think he's going to destroy skills, though.
Yes. I agree. And we definitely need to check him against the tenacity lane or something.
Yeah. Man,
Work is saying Havoc nukes people on those as well. That makes a lot of sense. And Work just took his Havoc to rank 3. We talked about that. That seems exciting.
You did Work? Congratulations, dude. That's really cool. All right, 6.4.1, I believe it was.
Josh is saying Diablo is so recoil friendly that he didn't even feel the damage after specials. That's interesting.
That's my sense with him. Is that, and I'm excited to test him. I feel like he's going to be one of these, like, just a healing machine, who also does respectable poison damage. I will be pleasantly surprised if we find out that the poison damage is significant too. Significant meaning like I-bomb type damage. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do this. Let's check this out. So your
Raja, I don't think that we can conclude Bishop sucks, but it looks like at least one of the things we thought he would be very good at, he is instead mediocre at.
Okay, I don't know how to explain this, but that was like a 3% increase in the damage on the SP3. Also, why is the energy vulnerability not permanent? I don't understand. This is
because he went ahead and did some damage at the start.
He did?
Yeah, it's probably because you were bleeding at the start and therefore instantly did a little bit of overload and therefore did a little bit of damage to it.
Got it.
So actually it may be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to get the permanent energy vulnerability against him if you are running double edge. Unless you're fighting, or actually because this is Deadpool, you could have potentially backed off and waited for him to heal to full, but that doesn't sound very fun.
It's also the idea of staying close to the defender while not blocking is it's an interesting one. You know, because you don't want to block because you're then losing your prowess.
Yeah. I do want to see him against Terex, though, because that's energy damage that is not Incinerate or Shock. Josh is saying he's difficult to play. I'm definitely seeing more of a skill cap than I anticipated with the way that Overload works there.
Yeah.
Dean says parries are getting worse. MSD was saying something about that earlier, and I generally trust him to not just cry lag. I do think that parry timing changes a little bit every month, so let's see if it's truly off or just a little bit different. We can adjust.
These guys have decent health pools, so it's not crazy for rank 1 SP2 to not be making a bigger dent.
Yeah, 300,000 is like typical for war, depending on where you are.
Yeah. Why did we start with 3 bars? Oh, the synergies.
You still have this, yeah.
Synergies.
And see, you, yeah, because you just backed off immediately, right?
No, I was surprised. I was expecting to start with an SP2.
Okay.
So, no, I think I did some damage there. I'm not in love.
But you, yeah. So I checked. I went back and checked. You did not start with steady release active. So the reason he wasn't at 100% is because you went into overload due to the bleed. It was not because he got incinerated. So yeah, it's going to be extremely tricky to get that invulnerability if you're running double edge, despite that being otherwise kind of a good thing for him.
All right. Is there something specific that you want to see with Bishop before we move off? I'll have to say, and I'm not saying that I don't think he's good. I'm saying at the moment I'm kind of disappointed. And this is why you got to play champions, though, guys. This is why you have to. You can't just.
Does anyone know where we can find a beefy Terrax real quick?
Bossman's kind of putting the way. Bossman, that's really good. You're like putting words into my thoughts there. The Bishop, this feels like there's a lot of stipulations. Like, well, if you want this, then you got to run these masteries, but not if you want that. And it's just kind of like, whatever. Who's on call? Yeah. This is DLL. His channel is linked at the top of the chat, guys. The guy is amazing. He's always on call with me, or very frequently anyway. And the guy just knows this game inside and out, and a great player too.
Yeah, I mean, we could easily be. So Spinnaker's saying 7.1.2 might be a relatively easy Terrax.
Super Duper Boo is saying something though, and I feel like they're incorrect. Just don't get hit, or just don't hit them, or get hit when the bleed is active, and you'll get the permanent debuff on them. I feel like
so make sure that you don't go into overload.
But I thought the bleed triggers overload. Because I'm not hitting them.
Yeah, it does. But you won't have any prowess at the start of the fight, so there's nothing to consume until you block.
So what the heck happened there then? Like, watch. Here, we'll restart this.
Yeah.
And I'm very open to you guys. If you guys who are unfamiliar with my channel or me, I'm always open to the idea I'm wrong. But I don't feel like that's what we're seeing work out here. I'm testing him right now. Testing him now with it. It's right. Okay, let's try. So you see,
Zillium asks about war. If the attack bonus is the same, that took into account the defender that wasn't placed. Because you still get attack bonus for going over an empty node. That's why the max is 165 and not 150. It accounts for the 5 empty nodes. However, somebody probably lost out on diversity, so my guess is the person who didn't place the defender loses. Okay, so he still lost health. What happened there? I'm gonna back up.
Vega, you have the synergy. You have the synergies that give you prowess right at the start of the fight.
Oh, that's right. They give you prowess as well as the power. So the synergies are incompatible with double edge.
Okay, so we're talking about different things then. So you can do it that way if you don't have the synergies, and you can't be running recoil and finish a fight with an SP3 and start the next one with an SP3, right?
Some combination of that.
Yeah, if you start the fight with SP3, what's that?
No, the amount of asterisks that you have to add while playing Bishop is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to dismiss him yet because there was a lot of this when negative dropped, right? And it turns out that like while the ideal rotation that Karate Mike showed off early on is incredibly complicated and has a lot of stipulations and is probably not worth it, there's still a lot he can do. We may get there with Bishop, it's just not immediately obvious yet.
He's annoying me. I'll tell you that. You know what Bishop is really good at? Irritating me. So in DLL and Spin, if there's something you guys really want to see or test, we'll do it. Otherwise, I want to be done with Bishop.
Let me find... Do you mind just dueling Terrax real quick with like a 4-star or something?
No, not at all. Of course not.
Okay, let's try that. There's no Terrax duel.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Oh, no, wait. Sorry. No, it's Mary Poppins, no spaces, and then y'all with 1 L. Oh, sorry. M-E, Mary. Like Merry Christmas.
Okay, he's pissing me off like Bishop now.
I know.
M-A-R-I-E?
M-E-R-R-Y.
Oh.
Right?
So he's the happy Mary Poppins. He's a happy Poppins.
P-O-P-P-I-N-S-Y-A-L.
Mary Poppins, y'all. That's very clever. I like that, actually. Very clever. All right, so what are we wanting to do?
Right, MSD? That is a nice one. It's kind of like the... What is it? The Annihilus duel is Prey for Mercy, but it's Prey like Bird of Prey. I always like that one. Yeah, I would... If you have a ranked 4-star or something, or maybe like a ranked 2 5-star, that would do it as well. Yeah, that should work.
And then what are you hoping? What are we doing here?
I'm hoping for him to gain a ton of prowess without instantly going into overload. Because you can block on this one, because the blocking is just helping you mitigate the rock field.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're getting the incinerates.
Yeah, and you actually want him to throw the special too. Or any special.
I have to tell you that felt so much better than trying to fit heavies with cable into what appears to be like an incredibly small window.
Yeah, that, for a first run, that felt very promising.
I'll try it with the lower variety, or is it variety? The 4-star. Plus, I like typing that guy's name now.
Josh says I'm sold.
That's it. Bishop's amazing. I take back everything I said. Everyone who just tuned in is like, oh my god, Bishop's great.
Pay no attention to the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. I do think he's high maintenance, though.
Yeah.
I do think there's a lot of qualifiers.
Which I guess is the
It kind of is. I know it's going to seem like I'm trying to defend my girl America the whole time, but I kind of, that's how I'm trying to approach her. I also am really motivated to like her.
She definitely seems interesting. The inversion of armor alone has me curious. Like, is she just going to nuke somebody like Red Skull?
I think maybe so, right? But which dimension is that, though?
It's not the default one.
Yeah, so I think the default one, the way I think this is going to work is, or the way in my head, wow, this just feels so much better. That is, if you do that with a Power Start 1, you just do that with a Power Start 1. That's a very specific fight, but holy cow. Because that's what you're saying, right? Do that with an advanced power boost for...
Yeah.
So, guys, everyone who just tuned in are wondering why are we doing it. So, Terrax on Stunning Reflection, is it Polka Dot Power? What's the other?
Yeah, polka dot power and stun vulnerability is the other one.
And stun vulnerability has been a real problem for me in particular, but I know other people have had issues with it, and so we were kind of testing that out. Anything else? Anything else?
I mean, he's probably really good against Iceman, but that's a solved fight at this point. I'm trying to think.
One thing that does interest me is that it does mention not just debuffs, but passives, which means EMP mod, he'll constantly be dealing 400 damage per second or half second to the opponent, but that is very niche.
Yeah, and it specifies that it only scales with base attack, and that's my issue with anything like that, or I'm trying to think of something similar, but anything like that is instantly useless offensively, because that'll take you down as an attacker. 400 damage per second really hurts, as we've seen with high ground, and it's like 750 per block. But 400 damage against a defender is nothing.
Traducir, do you know what that verb means?
Translate.
Able to translate. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that.
Let's see.
So, super duper, it seems to me like you maybe like Bishop. I think he's fine for his very clear uses. Like, this felt good. We're testing him out, buddy. So there's going to be stuff where we're like, hey, can he do this? And if he can't, okay, cool. All right, so let's move on and are we ready for Diablo now? I think we're ready for Diablo.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
There's definitely some more stuff with Bishop, but I think it's going to be...
Yeah, I mean, because I'm also realizing I think we're almost an hour into the stream, which I started off by saying, we're going to test Diablo. And so people are like, is he ever going to do that?
Alaric says Vision Arcus causes armor break, so still not a good matchup. Why is that? That feels like it would be a pretty good matchup, because I've seen Yellow Jacket do great things against Arcus on the backs of energy resistance and being able to ignore the cold snap. Bishop would take more cold snap damage, but he would benefit from it, and it wouldn't throw him into overload. So on the face of it, that sounds like a good matchup to me. Josh says Diablo is a mix of Wolf I-Bomb. That is high praise.
So my sense is, and I would love to be wrong. Is that I see the Wolverine with the healing. I think he's going to be like 50% I-Bomb with the poison. That's my sense. I'm just throwing that out there. If I had been in the CCP when the abilities came out, that's kind of what I would have said. And you guys don't want to know what I think about her. So, although maybe you do, and I'll make a video on that. What's up, Nilo? How you doing, dude? Metal MSD Diablo's insane. Okay. Like I said, I'm always open to the idea I'm wrong. Always.
I was by far the most excited for Diablo.
All right. Now, one of his pre-fights allows him to go stun immune, in essence, right?
Right. And in most fights, I don't see a reason not to activate all of them.
Isn't there some sort of carryover mechanic?
I don't think there is anymore.
Or when you don't use them?
When you don't use them, you get those vials of might, and so you get extra attack and poison potency. Or actually, I guess maybe Distilled Will is the one that I would probably skip the most.
Let's try both. Let's try. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're testing out everything. People also trash Claire when testing her. I literally loved Claire. And DL on the chat can verify that.
Yeah, we were both big fans immediately.
Yeah, I was like,
you may be right.
She's incredible. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, I think the best example of that is Corvus, and like what the response to Corvus was for a while. And you can even look at like his arena scores and things like that. All right, so what is this? Now I got all Bishop in my head. So we're thinking SP1, SP1, SP3. Jesus, that's a lot to...
Yeah, actually reading these again, I'm thinking Essence of Null is the one you would use here, because Mordo's gonna be popping buffs. Distilled Will could help if you get hit by a degen. That actually might even be worth testing. Grain of Uru you don't need to use unless they can stun you. Yeah, thank you, PWF. I saw somebody else mention that. I'm gonna go find that other forum post real quick.
All right.
Apparently, there's clarity on Summer of Pain objectives available. I like clarity.
I don't want to read that because I know it's going to make me sad. I struggled with this Mysterio fight, guys. I really did.
Oh yeah, that one was tough.
I was busy, but I was not able to. Do I have to throw a special for the Uru things to work? Is that?
Yes, it's added to what you get from throwing your specials. It just adds effects to the Philosopher's Mix thing. Okay, so let's see. Objectives for additional points would begin in week 4. We knew that. Certain requirements. Don't worry, these objectives won't be as specific as Karina's challenge. That's already good. Don't expect to be able to ghost or quake your way through most of the fights. You can expect to see class requirements and tags such as symbiotes, Spider-Verse heroes, robot, shield, XL villains. So they're going to be taking not like a Karina approach where you have to use Rogue Jubilee, just a couple of mutants. It's going to be more like variants. I am cautiously okay with that. But, if they tell us to take down a Yellow Jacket with Mystics, then I'm going to be miffed. The ability to pause poisons really does seem nice.
I may be falling in love with a guy that I'm intentionally just like trying out random stuff with.
Yeah, that was a bit of a YOLO.
Yeah.
So did you use the distilled will?
I think so.
Oh, that's right. You know what? It's because degen damage isn't energy damage. I keep getting surprised by that, and it...
Let's see this regeneration. Wow.
Yeah, it's at the very end of the Summer of Pain post, Jacob, like Work said. I think the link that I just dropped includes the page number.
The only thing
Tyler says, I don't know what's going on, but it looks cool.
Yeah,
Mark says he did use distilled will. Okay.
Look at this. I mean, look at the healing numbers.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm like kind of I will admit I misunderstood his Urus or whatever they're called. I thought you just kind of had them like they were like an aura. So you have to throw the special, which makes sense, and I like that. Like I think if they were just present, it might have been a little too much. But with Mystic Dispersion, which I run, I should have introduced this. So this is a rank 1 Diablo. We'll check out the SIG. And we'll try to play it a little bit better. Guys, I really do appreciate the advice on how to play him. We'll try to play him a little more smoothly this time. That was truly just like, we're jumping into it. I didn't introduce that. So this is a rank 1 Diablo. I believe I have him at SIG. I think he's only like 40. Okay, so 40. Which means we could get, I think it's like up to like 500 attack increase. So we get a nice attack increase.
Well, the other part might be even more important.
But I think that only goes up to 30%.
Yeah, you're right. 30 is not a ton.
I mean, it's everything's helpful.
So wait, at SIG 40, it's already 20?
Is that right? Can someone?
Because you just showed that, and I confirmed it goes up to 30. But you said that it's already at 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like I don't think I'm putting stones into this guy, even though I did like this.
No, definitely not. If he has one of those classic buffed champion prestige curves as well, where he's great at like SIG 40, then that's going to be really interesting.
All right, so the everyone was saying to throw the SP1.
Oh, welcome, Kabam Tipped.
Hey, what's up, dude? Thank you so much for being here. We just got to him. Really just played him like, I think DLL used the term YOLO, and I think that really fit. Holy cow. All right. So
just in case, make sure you use Distilled Will this time. And try and eat a degen and see if you get any back.
Okay.
Because degen is often not energy damage. I've confirmed that with Cable and a bunch of others, but it's worth testing.
Okay, so we're going to use all of them.
Okay. Which also means that for anyone watching, this will be Diablo at his least damaging, because he's going to have those pre-fights are going to have that trade-off between damage, ramp up, and on the other side, utility. So this is Diablo at maximum utility and therefore minimum damage. So keep that in mind when you see.
Yeah, and you know, DL doesn't. This is the poison vulnerability node though, so that
it should still be really, really good.
Yeah, it might get a little askew. So let's see. And then remember, I am going to intentionally get hit here a few times. So, yeah.
The special 3 once per fight is interesting. MSD is saying again, he's a fan. Diablo is pure madness, damage, and regen, and a strong nullify.
Okay, here we go.
So the nullify feels like enough for you. I was curious about that MSD because of the...
Yeah, look at that. Look how quickly the nullify just went off. It was like immediate after the SP1. Look at the power gain gone. This is what I was hoping to see.
Yeah, because it's every 2 seconds, right? So my big concern is how is it at dealing with a ton of buffs? But it sounds like for buffs that only come back every once in a while but are really problematic like that, then this would be great. So he's probably a top option for Arc Overload as well, or anything like that.
That was a 5,000 crit off of a medium. This is a rank 1.
MSD says you'll see why it's enough in about 30 minutes. Yeah, I almost mentioned another fight with problematic recurring buffs, so I'm not surprised. I look forward to that one.
The only thing I will say is the I'm just calling them auras for now, guys. It feels a little. I'm not complaining. I want to make that very clear. It feels short. Yeah.
That's because it's 8 seconds per bar of power, so it should actually last longer if you throw the L2.
Wasn't there something in his kit about wanting to get to the SP3?
The special 3 is a bit of a nuke, but you can only use it once per fight, so you want to make sure that it's timed well. So you get a regeneration passive in addition to the Philosopher's Mix. You get
I think
you place detonate buffs, which you then nullify.
Okay.
Oh, and if you have a bunch of vials of might, which you haven't really been focusing on yet, then you can inflict extra poison debuffs.
Well, and I'm understanding why Jacob's saying SP1, SP1, SP3.
Yeah.
MSG just sold the Collector and Abyss with Diablo. How did you already get to the Collector? That is insane. Right? Is that accurate? Am I missing something? Have we entered another dimension?
That's intense. Oh, he's just kidding. Okay. But Jacob is saying making a champion solo. That's exactly the fight that I was expecting.
Okay, so you were thinking use any of these?
Against Mordo, I think the only one you need to use is Essence of Null.
I honestly think Essence of Null would just be good in any fight because those 10 detonate buffs, they really
Exactly.
factor well for that special 2 in terms of the extra energy damage. Because it's based on the buffs that the opponent has gained throughout the fight, if I recall correctly.
You know, Tyler, I want to answer Tyler's question because I think that is I didn't address why I even brought Kingpin, which I should have. If I remember correctly, the synergy makes the poisons passive. Makes the poison damage passive. And it does something for Kingpin that I remember thinking was kind of unusual. Like if one of his buffs gets nullified, I think, or something like that. I don't recall being overly excited for the Kingpin side of it. It was more for the Diablo side.
Oh, extra rage. Yeah.
Okay. And I already have a rank through Kingpin. And I was like, you know, if the synergy looks like it'll be helpful for champion I already have ranked up, I like to bring him. Duke, what's up, dude? I am excited by Diablo, but so much of this is also I think what we bring to it. So like if someone came and saw my reaction to Bishop, I was a little bit more down because there was things I was hoping that would work that they don't. But that doesn't mean Bishop's not good. It just means there was things I was hoping we'd be able to do with him that it just doesn't seem like it works out. Where Diablo, I was not expecting him to have much damage. I was not anticipating some of those power gains from Mystic Dispersion like we saw. And so I am excited for Diablo now because I think I was more, let's say, balanced in my anticipation for him.
Yeah, Tipped asked MSD his thoughts on Diablo as a defender, and what MSD makes sense to me too, because he doesn't activate any of his pre-fights on defense. He doesn't have that stun immunity. He doesn't have that nullify. He doesn't regenerate from energy damage, which would be a huge problem taking him with somebody like Torch. So he kind of has to land hits.
Oh, that's right. You guys don't know about the updated war map that triggers pre-fights. I'm kidding, by the way. That's a complete joke.
I mean, they could have done something like that. I mean, based on my read through the Hercules kit and what he does differently on defense, I would not have been shocked at all if they were like, by default, like on defense, Diablo automatically activates his Grain of Uru pre-fight or something. Yeah. And therefore he would be stun immune for 8 seconds after every special. I would not have been shocked at that. But because they didn't do that, I don't see him being terribly
I think Herc might be
relevant.
Yeah. Oh, and it's funny because I think I'm actually going to talk to Raphael about this. Like I know that I need like a PNG or something to pop on the screen when I'm completely joking. Because for those who are familiar with my channel, I enjoy like guessing basically what I think Kabam's doing or where they're headed or what the direction is with war and nodes and defenders and attackers. And now that I'm actually in the CCP, I think I need to make it very clear. I just completely made that up. I was setting up that, so I thought it'd be very funny. But I actually do think it might not be a bad idea. So, yeah. All right. So that was my excuse for why I played that fight so poorly. Let's see if I can come up with an excuse for why I played this one poorly. Oh, did I forget to do the pre-fights? I think I did. I was busy talking.
Well, then you'll see how the vials of might help.
Yeah. Mordo does not want to just let me throw my heavy into him today. He's like, no, sir.
I noticed that recently. Yeah. I got dunked on a bit this last AQ, and I was not happy about it.
Yeah, that used to, like, yeah, Mordo is... okay. Let's adjust. Let's try this fight one more time and adjust for it.
Yeah, he's one of those champions that's always been super annoying if he doesn't play nice, and I feel like his AI may have been tipped in a certain direction.
I like the tipped in a certain direction. That was good. All right.
There's definitely some cool stuff in this summer store. I'm a little disappointed about the 6 tones, but I like this other stuff. Why is there only one tier 4 class catalyst selector? Come on, Kabam Tipped. You know what we need. Good amount of 6-star shards, though, for how easy it looks like it's probably going to be.
Actually, you know, we're going to trigger all of these. I want to see something. And again, remember, guys, this is a rank 1 SIG. What did we say, 40? And that seemed like plenty high enough SIG to get a real benefit out of his signature ability. I mean, I could see why you might want to go higher with him, but it really didn't feel like it was necessary.
Yeah, 2 natural dupes for a 20% blanket damage resistance. It's pretty good.
Now we're back to the old Koi Mordo. All right, here we go. See, like right there, I'm wondering if it would have been smarter to... Nah, it worked out.
I think another thing about this guy that's going to add another layer to him is really mastering the heavy counters on him, which I'm sure was a big deal in whatever fight MSD is mysteriously uploading, since that particular character leaves a lot of openings for heavy counters.
All right, let's throw this. How many hits have I taken in this fight? And he's at 95%?
Enough.
Yeah. While
Natalie says Diablo will be better on Biohazard now that he can sustain himself. I don't think so, because Biohazard bleeds really add up.
You know, what you guys said gives me an idea, because if you get interrupted during your special one, you do get a Vial of Might. So maybe purposely taking hits during your special one is the answer.
Once the Mystic Dispersion gets going, this is...
Yeah. I expect that, like, using him against Super Scroll would just be comical. Another thing that would be fun to test is taking him against Red Hulk in Labyrinth with the synergy that makes his poisons passive.
Okay, but hold on. Again, like I'm trying to concentrate on chat.
Yeah.
I think I got down to 54% health in this fight at some point, right?
Yeah.
Was anyone watching it? We just ended it at 93.
Yeah. Hassan's giving a good shout out. You don't have to get hit to interrupt the drinking. You can cancel out of it.
Yeah, I thought you guys were joking around. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I was joking around, but
yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I need some coffee.
That's all right.
Josh says the passives are bugged. Yeah, because those did look like active poisons this last fight, and you have Kingpin. So he should be able to take Rolk, but it sounds like right now he can't. Thanks, Josh.
Okay, so there's no reason to use any of these in this matchup, though.
Harry is asking you to test him against Mysterio. We already tried that.
No, I am not doing that live. You know what? No. I don't know.
Come on, you'll have a blanket 20% damage resistance. That's enough.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't hit that hard. Flashback to all the times I got KO'd by a special one crit.
Huh. So I wanted to see this with a no buff matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not nearly as exciting.
Well, and Josh was just saying against Realm of Legends, Captain Marvel was not a good time, which makes a lot of sense.
Why is that?
Because she's poison immune.
Oh, okay.
Jacob, if you're going to embarrassingly quote me, you got to get it right. I said, actually, this looks pretty easy, which was the dumbest thing I could have possibly said.
Do we want to be throwing medium more with him? As like I'm actually kind of starting to get into this.
Probably, because that also has a chance, right?
It's his mediums that apply the poison, isn't it?
Or the heavies. The mediums have a 75% chance. Each hit on the heavy has a 100% chance. So yeah, I think shorter combos and heavy counters are going to be key.
Okay, I mean, we're seeing... And again, we realize we're not playing him perfectly here. But that's really nice poison damage.
Yeah, it is. There's definitely going to be some challenges to keeping them paused and refreshed, which is why you're going to want to run back and forth between the special 2 and the special 1. But it seems like he's in a good place. Because like that's the challenge with Massacre as well. And since they updated him, it doesn't feel that hard to keep a bunch of Incinerates up.
For me, here's the massive takeaway on this in just a few fights, guys, is you can play him as poorly as you're seeing, and he's still at 100% health. I think that's a big deal. I think that's a really big deal. Did I see Lizer's name?
Somebody tagged her, so probably.
I saw Lizer. What's up, Lizer? Thank you so much for looking. I really appreciate that.
Josh says good against rage nodes. That sounds like a very good shout. Although people put evaders on those all the time. That would be the biggest issue.
Where else? Where do you guys want to see him? The reason I don't want to do, let's try Mysterio, but it's going to go laughingly bad. Is I don't understand how to play him. When I usually need to play a champion for quite a while. I
want to see the Man Thing boss in a moment.
Okay, to really play a champion, like someone in the chat is saying, I want to get to the eight. I can't even remember the term they used. But how do I do that, and why would I want to do that?
Get to the 8 what? Oh, Vials of Might.
Yeah.
The reason that you want to get to 8 Vials of Might is because then when you throw the special 3, each one will inflict 2 poison debuffs. And if you have all the pre-fights active, you will also heal a bunch.
How do I do that, though? Is that through throwing the SP1s? Is that why Jacob was saying 2 SP1s and then go to the SP3?
Right. You want to throw the special 1 and interrupt it.
And interrupt it. Cancel yourself.
Right, because the interruption gives you a Vial of Might and pauses their poison effects, allowing you to keep them up.
Okay.
So he's also going to be solid for that stun reflection node.
I'm super impressed with this guy. Like, when you can understand a champion this, I think, limited and still have those sorts of results, to me, that's a really great sign.
Building, I know exactly what you're saying. This is the first round of buffs where I have had nobody involved at any significant level. So I'm just watching from the sidelines on this one. Hey, David. Yes, this is DLL.
Okay, this isn't going to go well.
Biggest issue here is that it's going to be extremely difficult. You're not really going to be able to stack poisons.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, because he's going to keep going. Oh, hey, Ares.
Yeah, what's up, Ares? Yeah, I know that's Ares. Sorry, but thank you so much for being here. We'll just try this once or twice, guys. I don't think this is going to go well at all.
Yeah. Because that's the... as some of you know, I did this fight with my own Mysterio, which was not easy. I do not recommend it, honestly. But the reason that it works is because Mysterio can do such a large amount of poison damage in such a small window. And Diablo seems very much built the other way, where he can do a lot of poison damage the whole time. But I don't think he's going to be great for this fight for the same reason that he wouldn't be great for that shifting immunity node. You know, the one where they're bleed immune and then they're poison immune. Richard Belding asks MSD if he's tried Ronin yet. MSD says essentially the same. Yeah, my impression on the Ronin buff, like I said earlier, is that it's going to make him a little more rewarding for people who already liked him. There's something that... Mord, let's calm down on that stuff.
Such a good example of like when I did my video and saying that you see, now we've got the power drain. So we really want to get to that SP3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a tricky one.
Yeah, I think that's just a tricky one. All right.
I don't know if you have time to get to the Man Thing boss, because I don't know how long you're going to go on this. But that could be an interesting one.
Yeah. I will say I really like Diablo a lot.
Yeah. this is basically what I was hoping to see from him.
I don't know
Because
if
like his kit looked amazing on paper, and I think that it fits together well enough to deliver on the promise.
Yeah, and guys, again, familiarity with the channel will be really helpful. I talk about something called flow. I don't really know what DLL calls it internal synergy, but for me, in essence, it's when you're playing a champion, how much does it just feel like their abilities come up by just literally playing them, or how easily accessible are their abilities to help you maximize what they can do. I think Doom is a significantly more powerful champion than Spider-Ham. However, I think they're almost the same in how good their flow is. And that's part of why I love Spider-Ham. Like when you just play him, it's like, oh, I need to evade. Cool, his evade's available. Oh, I need a taunt. Great, it's there. It just like the way, I don't know. I don't know how it works out that way or why. And that is 100% how I'm feeling about Diablo. I'm not putting him in that category yet. And I'm not even saying that I think he's necessarily as good as them. But the flow on this champion feels excellent. Christopher, what's up? Dude, thank you so much for the $5. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for the response on Shang-Chi. I didn't use my generic Awakening Gem on him, but it's tempting because he's a shiny. Dude, it is really tempting on him. He's so good. Talk about a champion with great flow.
Yeah.
It's just those
Literally
generics.
broken flow at first.
Oh, this is true. But generics are so precious. I know they're starting to build more. So should we come after the 4th of July weekend? We're like, yeah, we got them. And I've got a stash filled with generic 6-star 6 stones that I can't wait to use. But I have a plan. I'm going to see if I can get something first. I don't think his Siga's a nothing, though. So, if you like him, that's how you want to go for it. I think it ends up being worth it. It's just preach patience on this. All right, let me try to get to there if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, guys. Let's see what that's book 2, right?
Yeah. I think he's
in
the Nova one. Yeah.
There he is. And
I don't know if you saw it, but MSD was recommending. I think this is the one with the. Yeah, where you can just cheese it. I see you're already going that way.
The XL champions, right?
Yeah.
It's funny is I did a video on this, and I remember there were some very specific champions that I thought were excellent for it. Wasn't Sasquatch great for one of them? And Venom. Venom was great.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and I Hulk.
Which I don't have.
Sad times.
It is sad times. It is really sad times.
Yeah, I've really decided that I want him as well.
All right, let's see if we can. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to finish this off. We'll try. We'll really try. Be the first YouTuber in R3 Diablo. The only reason why I'm not. Well, there's 2 reasons. One is I was just the one talking about patience. Trying to remember this node. Is that lady right there on the right. I really want to be able to play around with her and see what we can do. I think there's a potential for some really cool interactions with her. And so I want to hold on to my mystics. And then, of course, we were talking about Doom there. And, he's my default rank for first option. This did not go as well as I remembered it going. Why not?
I think you should 5-hit combo, because if I recall this correctly, the more rage stacks that you build up with Sasquatch, you actually reduce the flare damage.
Okay. He was primarily just for that fight, but thank you. But please point it out, because guys, I'm trying to move through as quickly as I can on this.
Oh, oops.
What's that? What's so funny?
I timed someone out and I didn't think it worked, so I did it again. So I timed them out twice, and 3 seconds later, Jacob timed them out too. I wonder if that's why the first one didn't go through. I'm sorry, guys. But for anybody watching that, we are happy to disagree here. If any of you were around when the hood buff dropped, you know that Vega and I sometimes disagree with each other somewhat pointedly, but let's keep it civil and constructive.
I did see Old School, which was a great movie. Has anyone seen that in a while?
Oh, that's the Will Ferrell one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, among others, but he was the first one to come to mind. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. Hey, Ramesh.
I don't know if we really met, but I interacted with him once, and he was hysterical.
It's funny.
John Lash, what's up, dude? Rank the tank, that's right.
So with the buff, is Bishop worth a rank 2? If you like him, I don't think we have... My impression on him is that even if he proves to be one of the absolute best mystics, and he was being a little frustrating there, but even if he proves to be one of the best mystics in the game, he doesn't look like somebody that you can just pick up and play and be happy with. I think he'd be a little bit closer to like a Tigra if he's that good. And so if you like him, I think take him to rank 2 and you won't regret it, because it does look like there are uses for it.
Wait, hold on. Because again, I'm trying to read. Was the question about Bishop or about Diablo?
Bishop to rank 2.
Got it. I think you actually said Mystic.
Oops.
That's right. I just wanted to make sure that...
Yeah, based on Wolf, that's probably accurate. I sometimes mess those two up, and I know it makes no sense, but they're both like 6 letters and start with M.
It makes sense. That's what gave me pause on what exactly were we talking about, because I make the same mistake all the time. Bishop, here's the other thing is if you, especially if you're going back and watching the stream, I don't think we tested him where he is going to shine. So I think there's that too. Like we were
Our
testing
expectations were off.
Yeah, we were hoping certain things would work, and then
in part because he doesn't match his spotlight, and that was kind of surprising.
It is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had the spotlight up, and the spotlight says 30 prowess or bleeding, and as you proved by bringing it up, the in-game says 30 prowess, bleeding, shock, or incinerate.
Yeah, I'm curious what happened there.
Maybe they thought he was too good.
Yeah, or just like literally a typo or a typing error in putting out this the spotlight that no one caught because no one had played with him yet. You know?
Yeah, good point.
This is so weird. So that's like, this is one of those things where, I mean, I literally, now my game's frozen. I literally would not blame someone who's like, oh, sure, Vega's in the CCP and now he's making excuses. But it's like, because I probably would have been a little like, okay, let's keep our eye out on that.
No, I don't think they were trying to to pull one over on us.
I think like seeing how things kind of operate on that really simple, basic level makes you realize like, oh, that's probably how this happened.
Kabam Tip says this path is so cheesy. I love it.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's the one I have done.
It was a little bit less cheesy for me because I don't think my Warlock was rank 3 yet, and my Venom is a 5-star, but it wasn't that bad.
So what are we doing here? I don't even remember this fight. iBomb just handled it like a pro.
Right. So click on it because it's Flare. That's the first one, but he'll... I don't know if his Sig may be reducing the damage from Flare as well. It does say all sources. But that does say direct damage.
It's worded the same as Sasquatch's, so I'm pretty sure it would reduce.
Yeah, I would think so. Power shield is going to be the big thing, so yeah, I think what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to do those mediums, heavy attacks, get some poisons up, get some vials of might via the special one. Special 3 will definitely help because it might end the fight, honestly, with Power Shield if you have enough up. Yeah. If it doesn't end the fight, though, then I would go Special 2 because it's going to do a burst of energy damage based on how many poisons.
And any pre-fights?
I would do Distilled Will and Essence of Null. I don't think you need Grain of Uru.
He does armor break, but I don't feel like that's going to really matter, right?
It might actually help. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking too. Okay. His specials will be unblockable.
Buddy Watch reduces recoil damage. Yeah, I think somebody had said earlier that Diablo is clearly reducing recoil damage, so that lines up. I just wasn't sure on Flare.
Buddy's here?
But if Sasquatch... Yeah, he's back.
What's up, buddy?
But yeah, Spinnaker said earlier that Sasquatch takes less from Flare, so that would make sense.
You guys feel like you're seeing that?
Yeah, because it's not like you're having Flare the way that you would with a Science Champion. It just doesn't look like it's killing you.
That's a big deal. And of course, I forget to throw the SP1.
Well, we can still see what the SP2 does, yeah.
All right. That was fun. I got busy talking. Here, I'll just revive. It's no big deal. I just won't try to interact.
Good chance to see if the vials persist or if you have to reactivate.
Ooh, I like it. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it looks like you have to reactivate.
And that's definitely what we were testing there, guys. All right. That's take 2.
Mark Peterson says CMM is good, don't get me wrong, but I think Venom is more useful. I am a little curious whether you're basing that, Mark, on Captain Marvel with Nick or without. Because Venom is more flexible in terms of his playstyle.
Did you guys say that Cam was saying that something was weird with blocking and parry?
Yeah, MSD was saying that earlier, and he was getting some backup.
Yeah, I try not to make excuses.
That did not look characteristic.
Yeah, it was like just we've been streaming for a while, and I am in a hurry, so mistakes are going to be more prevalent. So let's just assume it's that. All right, take 3. Third time's the charm. All right. Remember to throw the SP1. I'll interrupt it. Throw it again. Interrupt it. I forgot to do the pre-fights though. So there is a noticeable difference, huh? What do you guys think?
Well, you won't be nullifying him, but you are definitely doing more damage.
But what about in like the flare damage that I'm taking?
I think that the flare damage is just you have to have a poison up. So if you're running Liquid Courage, you'll always have that.
Oh, got it. Cool. I thought there was something about the energy damage. Isn't that one of the pre-fights?
Yeah, but I flare is direct damage, not energy.
Got it.
Yeah, so you got to 8 vials of might, and you survived flare damage, which a big part of that's probably also the double willpower you had going the whole time.
Jeez.
those poisons are significant.
All right, that's really fun. I'm sorry for everyone who stuck around for that, but I gotta go. What was that working out the way we had hoped, or you had hoped?
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
we would have done.
It took off like what 60% or something just from the DOT afterwards.
And then we would have done SB1s or SB2s.
Yeah, if you had gotten if you'd gotten to a special one fast enough, especially if you had had the Essence of Null pre-fight, because you would have instantly nullified one of those detonation or whatever they're called. Then you would have gotten to the special one pretty quickly. You would have thrown it. You would have backed off and interrupted the drinking, and thus paused those super powerful poisons for 10 seconds.
Okay. You know what we might do is either we'll test some more when we have like a better understanding. I'm really impressed by Diablo. Bishop, I don't know. I want to see, try to figure that out. And then I think I'm going to try to get some videos out on Diablo and play him a little bit better. I do really have to run, guys. I apologize. We went way later than I had planned. DLL Spin, thank you so much for being on call. Delion, the donation, the support, that is insane. Thank you so much. And of course, OG Highline, and I believe it was Chris. I apologize for not remembering the name specifically. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone in the chat for being here. And DLL Spin, do you guys have anything you want to add?
Just real quick, I will say the people were asking all stream about the daily cards. I just took a look at them. As usual, I never endorse spending if it is not a good decision for you right now where you are, but those values aren't bad. If you're at a point where 5 stars still matter, you can spend $40 and take a 5-star to SIG 200 today. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's true. Would you have Spin?
Nope, nothing for me.
All right, cool. Oh, and Kabam Tip, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. All right, thanks so much, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll catch you all very soon. Take care.